belly.
Ooh, Daddy Josh. Give it to me, Daddy. Ooh.
All right. I always forget that you guys can't hear it. You can only see it, but I hear it and see it. That's why I always come in dancing, because I can hear the music, and you guys
we don't
really
hear
can't.
anything.
Yeah.
No,
so I always come in looking like a fucking jackass.
Yeah, we just sit here and talk and make uwu noises.
I know.
You know?
And I always, he just disappeared. Look at.
And now he's back.
Is it your internet or what?
No, it's just I have no fucking clue. My browser just crashes. And it was after I just told everyone that, like, I don't know. It's like, it doesn't like, as soon as you start recording, it's like, nope. I don't know, man. But welcome all. We are Murder Moose. We're part of the Slashing Cast Podcast Network.
It's in the game.
It's in my ass.
Oh, no.
Someone
It's been up there a long time. You might want to get that checked out, actually.
It has.
Someone in my Discord put a picture of a butt plug pistol that, like, it was a butt plug that would shoot a bullet. And
oh my God.
All I could think about was the anal railgun story, which I don't know if you guys know about. The anal railgun. So this individual went to a MRI with a silicone butt plug in. Guess what was in this butt plug? It was metal, and created an anal railgun. It went boop, and the motherfucker survived. And I'm like, I would have just preferred to die at that point.
Yeah. Yep.
I would have preferred to die at that point.
Yep.
I would have.
I don't know what it is lately, but not everybody, but there's like a handful of people in the chat that are constantly like, we need to get Kid a tail. Let's get Kid a tail. We should get Kintinue a tail. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need a tail? Well, it'd be cool if you had a tail. And then they're like, let's get her a butt plug tail. And I'm like, all right, no. Like, none of this is the thing that I would like to do.
Of course it got sexual. That's what
it always does.
I mean, Ken is like dirty and says things like, you know, like jizz in my eye and come in my butt or something like that. But she doesn't
never.
Okay,
never.
But
oh my
but, like,
God,
none of it's
what is
ever
your
like
problem?
actually. Oh my God!
Why would you even say that, Rod?
That is
why would
so,
you even?
It's so rude of you to say such things.
What did you say, man?
We are fine gentlemen in this chat. Fine,
it's a wonderful day.
We always drink with our pinky out, in like proper gentlemen, when you're drinking our cranberry and rum and cinnamon.
No, he's so proper. That's what he does when he jizzes. Oh.
I have arrived.
I say, I have arrived, and when I'm jizzing, I go, for the queen.
I have arrived much earlier than I expected.
Oh, no.
Charlie! Rogers!
What is this show, by the way? Like, what is this? I think it's so funny. Like when Kin first started coming on the show, it was like a show. Now we're just like, oh hey guys, how's it going?
This is how I come.
Josh, don't lie to yourself. This has not been a show for about 2 years.
I feel. I know. That's what I'm saying. I feel like it was at one point. Now it's just.
We float.
Hey,
some days we're more of a show than others.
Yeah, it
really
depends. Like.
Yeah, like I feel like sometimes the show is like an actual show, and we do like relatively show-esque behavior, and then other days we discuss different ways of arriving at a particular location
while being proper British gentlemen. And
because it's getting really close to the holidays, and I feel like everyone in my life is just like already honing it in. They're just like, I don't care about much right now. Whatever. You're still talking? Oh. Okay, I'm going. Bye.
Well, dude, I'm at the point where I won't call my parents. I don't talk to my little sister. I get random text messages from my middle sister. And you know what? I'm perfectly content with that.
Yeah, but that's like a normal thing, isn't it?
Why? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they're cut off more than
Well, I talked to
don't
my
fucking
parents,
know.
but there was
mean-
times in my life where I was too busy, or it's not.
Oh no, this is
Oh, yours
completely
is-
for my own fucking mental
well,
health.
Maybe that's like what we were talking about before. It's something that needs to happen for someone to like realize that it's not just them in the world, that they have to like
Yeah.
take it easy sometimes
Dude.
or something.
My fucking mother's crazy ass, and I say crazy ass with the full emphasis of crazy ass, has in the last week sent 2 boxes with old dirty clothes that she has hoarded since I left 17 years ago. And I'm like, what do you think I'm going to do with this?
Well, she
You
doesn't
hoarding
want it anymore, Rod. You
psychopath.
fucking
Oh, then
figure
don't-
it out.
Then throw
What
it
the
away.
It's her
Fuck,
way of
man.
reaching out.
Well, it's her way of I don't give a fuck, and she can.
Maybe it's backhanded, but at the same time, there's
No,
contact.
dude, my. So you don't understand. My mother is a manipulative, passive aggressive, like. What's the word I'm looking for? Cunt. Yeah, that was the word I was. So I don't know, man. It's just all a shit show, and I shouldn't be calling my mother a cunt on the episode that's coming up for Christmas. Here we are. Here
Merry
we are.
Christmas, cunty.
Ho ho ho.
Oh my God.
Oh, this shit
Again,
has gone
what
off the
is
rails.
this show? What is this
I-
show?
I have no idea, Josh. I have no idea.
I just work here.
Yeah, Ken, how are you doing?
I'm good. The insides of my nose feel like they're gonna fall out at any given time, but otherwise I'm good.
Nice.
Can
It's
you
so
need to-
dry and
Oh, yeah.
like both sides of my nostrils are just.
Do you sleep
just-
with a humidifier or anything? Like
no,
I have
I'm
to
gonna
stop-
have to.
Seriously,
Can-
it's night and day difference. It's the best.
What makes me laugh is that, like, I bet you your humidity right there is like 50% still right now.
No, it's at
like-
like 35 now.
Dude, I think 35% is like a humid day in Colorado.
Yeah, when I moved into this basement, it was 70%, 75% humidity. Everything had like mold and stuff. So
What?
yeah,
I wonder what my
But I've
humidity
taken
is in
it
the
to an
house. Like it is.
extreme.
It's usually so fucking
mean-
low.
You have maple syrup in the air there, Josh. That's the difference.
No,
I love learning about the maple syrup cartel. It's my favorite.
in Alberta, it is honestly like drier than a desert in the winter.
I mean, it makes sense. You were like north of me. So,
Is it not humid in Colorado?
oh no, it's
Yeah.
a desert, dude. We're the high desert. We're like
Yeah.
5,000 feet of desert. So,
But then it's just a little warmer.
I mean, it's warmer than Canada, but that's not saying anything. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
guess.
Dude, I was driving through a McDonald's the other day, and there were Canadian geese running around like causing havoc, and I just thought of you, Josh. Or what's Pat call?
They're
Pat,
so
Pat calls-
scary.
the Canadian cobra
Cobra
chickens. Cobra chickens?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Pat,
so
who lived-
scary.
Pat, who lives in Letterkenny, also as we're
Oh
doing.
yeah,
this
the
on a
new
Tuesday-
season just came out.
Oh, did it? It doesn't come out here till next week, and it's the last season.
Well, it's
Was
on
the last
Plex for
season
you.
on Letterkenny? No. To be fair,
To be
Okay.
fair.
have you guys been watching anything else in the meantime? I don't think I've watched jack and or shit. I was gonna go see Godzilla -1, but there's only one car in this house because my Honda took a shit, and here we are.
I went and
Oh.
saw Nightmare on Elm Street at the little theater.
That's so
That was a
cool.
lot of fun.
Noise.
And they had that Nicolas Cage
Oh, no,
Dreamscape
I
movie
didn't
or whatever
switch this-
before.
wait.
And I did not know that they were doing it, so I missed it. But they were doing it like a double feature. But I went and saw Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was great. But I've been watching Welcome to Plathville, which why those fuckers even have a show, I don't know, outside of the fact that I keep fucking watching it. So obviously there's something happening, but it's like
I
this
mean-
family homeschooled a bunch of kids and they were very conservative, and then they had one child that went a little bit crazy, and now they have a show and people have been kicked out of this family and the wife and the husband are separated and it's all this, but the whole time it's just them being mopey and sad, and I'm just like, why am I on the 4th season of this shit? And I'll tell you why. It's because fucking TikTok lied to me. They were like, oh, this will be the next Sister Wives, which also, why the fuck is that show on? Listen, I'm not finished talking about the fact that the show should not exist, and I keep watching it. That's all. Oh, and of course, Critical Role.
I wasn't going to say anything useful or helpful. I was just going to say, I don't know when you watch you watch so much trash TV, Ken. Like, at some point, you're going to be like, I'm on season 7 of Basketball Wives of Atlanta, and holy shit.
Don't start with me. I really
87 times this episode.
Really thought about starting the Housewives show, like the very first one, the very first season, because there was some drama
I know
on
way
TikTok.
too many people that fucking watch that, and I don't get it. I've been forced to have it on back in the day, and it is the same shit.
I don't think I could watch
all
it.
of them.
Yeah,
and
I think it would be the same.
You start to see how scripted the shit actually is, and then it's just like, why would they? What?
Well,
the fuck
that's
is this
90
shit?
Day Fiance. The first few seasons, they weren't super scripted, or at least it wasn't as apparent, and it was great. Naked and Afraid, fucking awesome until you could visibly see the scripting, you know? And it's just like, just leave it the fuck alone. Just let it roll. It's doing good on its own. And then this show, they're like, oh, one of the daughters sneezed. Let's film an entire episode about how it's affected her entire course of her life, her entire trajectory. And I'm over here like, this is bullshit. Why these fuckers have a show? But yeah, let me consume it.
I consumed
I'm
that
the
new
problem.
Apple movie that Mark Wahlberg, The Family Plan. Mark Wahlberg.
Is that good?
It was
Is
fun.
that any good?
Yeah. It's
Or
because it's made for
Wahlberg-
Apple though. Like it's the streaming thing. So you get like the cliche things that you're used to. It's just always right here now. They never do anymore. It's just it feels like it's made for streaming, yet it's still better than a lot of other things that you're probably going to watch anyway.
Well,
so whatever.
Apple's advertising is worse than any other streaming service. Like any other streaming service. So like, we're Apple. It's like when some dude has a big cock and he's just like walks into a room and he's like, yeah, who wants to suck this cock? Because it's so massive. That's what Apple's doing with streaming. They're like, look at how big my dong is. You're just like I don't even have to ask.
But it still
like,
works.
I'm just gonna walk into a room and people are going to put the big dong in their mouth. That's what Apple thinks. But
well, it works for me.
I mean, you put every dong you can in your mouth, Josh. We know this. It's okay.
It still works for me.
I mean, that's
I
all that
watched
matters,
it.
Josh. I have never watched anything Apple's made.
You probably have on my Plex by accident.
I don't watch anything on your Plex unless it's like, usually I don't, to be completely honest. But
Oh my God. What did I watch the other night? Oh, the Hunger Games movie on the Plex. You should watch it. About halfway through, some great things happen.
Really? Oh, is it like a funny fucking...
There's just a random segment of Russian screaming for like a good 3 minutes.
What?
And random Russian subtitles for songs. It's great.
What the fuck?
It's really funny.
this is from, I mean,
I'm
the
gonna download a different version then.
remember when you watched Fog City and it was just
Oh
like
my
Oh my
God.
God.
the
But
black
that
guy
was-
gambling?
It's because that movie hadn't come out on digital yet. It just
Anything.
came out, and now there's a clean version. We were watching it too early or something because it's like a low
Dude,
budget whatever movie.
Someone
Fog City,
commented
bitch.
Someone commented on our episode about Fog City, and I'm not completely sure what they meant. Something about the woman. I think he was complaining that the woman was murdering people and talking while doing or something like that. It was very odd. I was like, okay, I don't know what.
Silent Night.
Honestly,
Oh, and Thanksgiving. Oh wow, we're gonna have some. I watched Silent Night. It's not bad. I saw it in theaters.
Wait,
Fog
did
City.
I see Silent Night?
Fog City, bitch. That's the
Fog
one that just
City.
came out. The John Woo movie with
Yeah,
no
he's
personality McGee.
He's like hanging out in his front yard with his wife and his kid, and then there's a drive-by shooting, and then they shoot his fucking kid, and then
Oh,
he chases
that
after
guy.
them, and then he gets shot in the fucking throat and doesn't die.
It's the Punisher, but like not as good. So yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
the Punisher.
Let's dive into our movie for the week, which is It's a Wonderful Life. Came out 2023. It is a Shudder movie that was in theaters like a couple weeks.
Well, it has enough people in it that I was like, oh, I didn't realize this was a Shudder movie because there's so many like bigger names in it. But yeah.
Yep. I'm going to read this synopsis and we will begin. And it says, after saving her town from a psychotic killer, Winnie Carruthers' life is less than wonderful. When she wishes she'd never been born, she finds herself in a nightmare parallel universe where without her, things could be much, much worse. Man, I want to say this movie flew the fuck by. I was like, it's only an hour, 27 minutes, but like, it felt like a 40-minute episode of television. Like that's how like
it was
just,
well paced. Yeah, there wasn't a lull in it. It was
It was written by Michael Kennedy, who did Freaky. He wrote, what else did he write? He wrote Time Cut, which is coming out in a couple of years. But he wrote Freaky and something called Border Town, like the other things he's like written. But yeah, so we talked about Freaky, Josh, and we both enjoyed that. And it was directed by the guy. It
was very self-aware of what it wanted to do. It was right there the whole time. It felt smart. And this one felt the same. And I said this, like when I was talking to my buddy about this movie, I was like, this movie does the impossible, what other movies have tried to do, like Black Christmas and other movies where they have a message that they want to girl power. This one did it, but didn't feel heavy-handed in its execution and does it well. It still ends with a girl power moment, but I was like, you know what? This movie, I love that it had that. It didn't feel like it was pandering to that, and the only reason this existed was for that to be a thing, even though it was, the guy, you can only get beat up. But I love final girl shit like that, when the final girl is the strongest person in the movie.
Well, let's be real. This movie, and what I'm about to say is not a detriment to this movie at all. It is, and I was talking about this with Ken on our stream yesterday, I think, or whenever, or whatever. But like, it's literally It's a Wonderful Life, but then you mix in a slasher into the equation instead of like the capitalism like douchebag who just makes everything go to. I mean, it still kind of is. It's Justin Long, but it's the thing where it's like the script
looks like Martin Short. Like they might as well have just had Martin Short play himself. Like, anyway, sorry.
No, you're good, and you're just sitting there going, but
you are good.
You're good.
You don't. They did enough different things in this movie that it was like, okay, I don't know, Ken. When you're doing your usual Ken research, I know that I saw when this movie was coming out, people were getting very upset at this movie, and it makes me laugh because
I think she's cramming right now for the test. She's not doing her usual. Well, she's cramming right now.
I've got the budget pulled up.
No, but like I think the writer is gay, and but there are a bunch of gay characters in this movie, and all the fucking wacko, like right wing conservative, like MAGA supporters are like, dude, you want to know what the quickest way for me to go? I'm never talking to this person on like a dating site. Is when I see people complaining about pronouns. I'm like, you are the biggest piece of shit ever, and it's just like canceled. But yeah. So I don't know if did you see anything about that, Ken, when you're doing your weekly research?
No, I honestly didn't. But I mean, I will be completely honest. It was very minimal what I looked up this week. There was a lot. The main thing that I found this week, which wasn't anything controversial, was the budget was $27 million.
Yep.
Which was triple what Freaky's budget was, and
it was a Shudder movie. Wow.
Yeah. And the angel was like, I guess, and this, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, was supposed to pay homage to the original Ghostface costume that was supposed to come out.
I fucking loved the mask, I gotta say. Like, it looked
the mask
so
was great.
fucking awesome. The white on white, and because it's Christmas, going with white, anything white that, you know, gets blood on it looks fucking fantastic. So
it looks awesome. The problem I had with them, like, if you're running around killing people, white is the last color you would want.
I will say that was another thing that kind of irked me about it. Like, there were a few scenes where the angel would kill someone and the blood wasn't as...
Yeah.
It didn't feel as vibrant as what it could be. It was very muddy, like not muddied, but like very bright orange instead of like that really deep rich that would have stood out hard with such a white look, I guess.
I just love how you just hate Justin Long. Again, he is so good at playing a character that is just hateable. I loved it.
He did, and he looks like Martin Short the whole fucking time. Like, it's amazing. Also, side note, this one I just found. The character Gail Prescott was also made to pay homage to Sidney Prescott and Gail Weathers from Scream.
Nice. So
mixed together.
So the first kill in this movie is the old dude who wouldn't sell his house, right? And then Justin Long slices his neck open. He would have been that white outfit would have been completely red. There would have been like, and there was nothing on him when he's like murdering it and like the people at the party and stuff like that. And I think
that might be intended to be part of the scare, though, right? Like, how was he able to get away without getting completely bloodied? But again, it would have been so cool if when he did the kills, if there was some type of blood splatter or whatever, like, but it didn't feel like there was enough. Like, and then the girl, again, like, I don't know, maybe I've gotten spoiled from doing this with you guys for so long, but when the best friend is killed early on and her like bright white puffy jacket looks like somebody spilled tomato soup on it, I was like, dude, what? Okay.
Also, I think Justin Long, not Justin Long. What's his name? From Saw and all the other things. Malignant. It's the knife from Malignant. Why is the knife from Malignant?
100%. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, even on the poster last week, I was like, I don't understand how they got away with that, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It made me laugh. I was like, it's cool because it's. Dude, I do have to say though, this movie does the thing where like they don't mind doing the typical slasher like tropes.
Oh, that's the wrong one. There's Rod.
And they're the scene where they're all walking over the angel, and I'm like, oh man, like it's that scene's done in how many slasher movies where you're like,
but I feel like a lot of horror movies are doing the known tropes more now than they were before. They're like, that's the one thing that is heavy-handed. It's like, hey, remember when this movie did this? We did it now.
Yeah.
And it's like it's almost like a badge of honor to have
like cool now, Dad?
Done it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you think about it, man, this movie actually isn't all that, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I think it could have been more violent, but like it's a lot of the like, because a lot of this is like it's an hour 27 minutes, so it's short, but like a lot of it's doing the It's a Wonderful Life story, just like where this character is so sad that they say shit that like they don't really mean, or they don't really realize how good they have it, which is a good Christmas time like lesson, right? Like that's why It's a Wonderful Life has held up for like, 80 years.
Well, part of the reason it held up for that many years was because of. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. There's a whole theory behind It's a Wonderful Life, but go ahead.
I want to hear. No, what?
Part of the theory is that the rights for that movie were so cheap that they were able to play it constantly. So when television and like production companies were trying to get things on the air, it was so cheap that they could just vomit it out repetitively.
Is that why Christmas Story is the most played movie of all time?
I have no idea, but if I don't watch A Christmas Story this year, I might cry. So
Dude, I haven't watched A Christmas Story.
I forgot
in
about
like
that.
20
We used to
plus
watch
years.
it every year when I was growing up, and then I haven't for quite a few years, so I'm probably going to watch it this year.
I never ever even went to this house because the house is
Yeah.
in Cleveland.
I didn't go to
And-
the house, but I went to the mall.
Yeah. You'll shoot your eye out. Yeah.
I watched it
You'll
last
shoot
year,
your eye out.
but I haven't. Not this year
It's
yet.
a really weird movie if you think about it. Like it's a very twisted world where you're like, oh, this movie seems like it like inspired Tim Burton to kind of be Tim Burton. Like it's that the leg lamp and everything like that. And I'm just like, oh, this is just Cleveland. This is just Cleveland.
I was going to say, I mean, it's kind of another one of those where it's like, well, I mean, if you think about it at its heart, why
Yeah.
is this entertainment? But
Yeah.
I guess that goes with a lot of things. So
I mean, you think about it, why would that kid be his like the little brother where the mom makes him like dress up in a bunny suit and shove his face in a plate of mashed potatoes and go make picking noises? I'm like, this kid is going to have the weirdest fetishes of all time. He's like,
I don't know, man. You'll do a lot of things to get your kids to eat if they refuse to eat.
but Ken,
What?
I think that most of our fetishes are formed like when you're like,
Don't tell
you
me
know,
that.
3.
I don't need to know that. I don't need to know that.
Well, I hate to tell you, Ken.
Nope.
I'm not saying all of them, but
Nope.
nope.
Don't need to know
I mean,
that.
I don't know why I like Shibari, but here we are. So I don't know. I think this movie was like, it's a lot of fun, man. Like I think that like the mask, like, you know, the one thing, and this is the thing about Hollywood and costumes in general. Like, I don't know, like about you guys, like things like Spider-Man's costume and shit like that. I'm like, no regular dude could have ever made Spider-Man's costume or like Deadpool's costume. And this
Yeah, but
mask
we're
is
talking
very-
about horror movies though. Like the new Thanksgiving mask was good, and I feel
Well,
like
Yeah.
everyone's trying to do. I don't know. I feel like this year more so than other years, probably because of the success of the Scream franchise. I feel like other filmmakers are like, you know what, it's ripe right now. People are hungry for new franchises because the '80s created all these like, wildly successful franchises, but there hasn't been a new one in a long time. And now I feel like because of the amount of regurgitation of old IPs, everyone's just like, fuck, they're so hungry for something new.
Yeah.
And this is what we're getting now. Like this could easily turn into the Christmas whatever. Like you see
That's my question is like, and I mean, we've talked about this before, and I was talking about this with a friend of mine last night. Like we need a Jason. We need a Freddy. We
have
need
Terrifier
somebody
now
from this.
too. Like Art
Yeah,
the
I mean,
Clown
we've
is
got
another new
Terrifier.
franchise, but
We've got the Saw Clown or whatever, but like we need another. And I know that we talked about with Totally Killer that mask, you guys didn't feel like that one could be an iconic one down the line.
no, I felt
But
too douchey.
I feel like this one could definitely be, this one and the Thanksgiving one would be
Yeah.
great to carry out.
Yeah.
And they're both holiday flicks.
Yeah.
I'm still confused by what you told us, though, Ken, that they spent $27 million on this movie. Where the fuck is $27 million in this film? Like, it seems, and that's no detriment to this film. I'm just like, if you would have told me it was 10 million, I would have been like, oh, that makes sense. Where the fuck is $27 million spent in this film?
There's
Like,
a lot of
you're not
well-known
giving-
people in it, though. Like, so it could have
No,
just been like
not
their-
really. There's Justin Long and Joel McHale. That's all. Who else is well known?
The woman that played American Mary, Catherine
Oh!
Isabel. Catherine Isabel. There are
The
some
Canadian.
complaints about the movie being too much of on the nose for Wonderful Life and Scream. People are saying that it's tired filmmaking.
But
Whatever.
that's the
the
thing is
pacing
like
was
that.
perfect.
Yeah,
The
I enjoyed the
pacing-
pacing a lot.
The pacing's, like I said, it felt like 40 minutes, not an hour and 27 minutes. And two, just because a movie is like very much the same as another movie doesn't mean you can't just nail the execution. And this movie is executed perfectly, man. It's just like the acting, the comedy, everything is just like good. And it's just like you see.
It's also popcorn enough that it's, I don't know, like I wasn't expecting much. And because it had some good kills, and I don't know, like, yeah, it knew, I think it knew the boxes it had to tick, and it did it. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, like, so I tried to watch this a couple weeks back and then got distracted, and I made it to where she killed Justin Long, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I got distracted and didn't go back to it because I was like, the killer is already done. So I was very confused about that. But like, yeah, it's a very like, it's just a very well crafted film, man. Like, I mean, you have these actors that, I mean, Joel McHale's now, like, he's done, this is the second Joel McHale movie we've talked about, right? Because we talked about Becky, and he's doing these little horror movies and doing a really good job with it, and he turns out to be the second killer in the time. You know what other movie that's actually reminding me of was Back to the Future. Like, you know, or like when he goes back and after he like basically enables
or Happy Death
Biff.
Day a little bit.
No, I mean maybe that, but like the where the town's just a complete shit show of what it used to be. It very much reminds me of Back to the Future, and Justin Long playing Biff kind of thing, and just like or whatever is it Biff? Yeah. So that was one of the thing. I'm like, okay, it's also
You're
doing the
Biff.
kind of back. You're a Biff.
You're just
Dude.
Biff.
Back to the Future still has one of the creepiest things ever, where his mom tries to fuck him, and it's just like, but that's your son. I mean, obviously she doesn't know that, and he can't tell her that. But like, it's like time travel is such a weird fucking story element, man. Like, if you're doing time travel weird, it's like you can end up like Futurama, where Fry is his own grandpa because he fucked his grandma. It is, and you think about that. If he's his own grandpa, at some point he wasn't his own grandpa. And so, but then you just have to keep thinking that like he went back and then like he knows it's his grandma and he still fucked her and things are very weird. I don't know, man. This show has been weird as fuck and I'm loving it.
Dude, people hate this movie.
Because of all the gay stuff and the lesbian stuff, like all that.
Yeah.
I told you.
They hate this movie. Like, just, wow.
I told you I had seen bunches of fucking right-wing whack jobs throwing fucking hate at this movie because they were mad. And I'm just like, you guys realize we have 100 years of cinema, and the amount of films that have gay people in them as like characters are like 1%, maybe. It's not that much of a fucking like thing. And you're like complaining that a horror movie, which, dude, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 is still the gayest movie of all time. And like you're going to be complaining about a horror movie that like I just see Ken's face as she's reading this shit. And that's what I was warning you about. That shit is, you go out and look at it, man. The fucking right-wing whack jobs hate this film. Hate it.
Wow. Cute characters, and I don't care about the LGBTQ part. In fact, seeing those two cuties kiss was the only saving grace. What the fuck? What is wrong with people, man?
I don't ever think that like we live in a world that you have to be like, oh my God, I want like all the gays, like, but like, I just don't understand shit that doesn't affect people, that people like make like fucking, you know, it's always the people that are just like bitching and moaning about gay marriage or like abortion or like whatever, that you get caught blowing dudes in airport terminals or some shit like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, I think thou detest too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I think the writer, like I said, Michael Kennedy, is also gay. So that's why he incorporates like, you know, these gay characters in these movies, and it's like the main character of this is bisexual, obviously, because she has a boyfriend and then falls in love. And this movie does a She's All That, another She's All That movie where they put a really pretty girl in like some weird clothing and weird makeup, and then they're like, oh, look at her, she is so weird. And it's like, but really, is she that way? She's All That is it's like Superman, right? Where it's like, oh my God, this dork is just a reporter at the Daily Planet. Oh my God, you take his glasses off and he is, it's funny because I just played through the newest Yakuza game, and it was like they had a whole subplot in that movie where it was like, oh, the main character, nobody knows who he is because he has sunglasses. Like, oh, but it doesn't work like that, guys. Like, if I put sunglasses on, you still know it's Rod, right? I mean, it's, I don't know.
Like, I mean, this screams like problematic from this individual. It's a dull, quote unquote, all inclusive, if you know what I mean, wannabe slasher horror comedy that isn't gory, scary, or comic, and then proceeds to like shit all over the fact that there's LGBTQ characters. Like, it's just wild. Like, that's their problem. Some people are like, yeah, it was a little predictable, but that's what it's supposed to be. Somebody else was pissed because it was a Christmas movie. They were like, I went into this not knowing it was a Christmas movie, and it was a Christmas movie, so now I'm mad.
That's your own fault, you dumbass.
How stupid.
Why
Sorry,
would you even
that was
put,
uncalled for on my part.
But that's totally the types of people that review shit nowadays. Just
Yeah.
like, I went in expecting a hamburger, and I got a Christmas movie. Where the hell's my hamburger? It's like, what?
I went in expecting a hamburger and got 3 dicks in my ass. The gay agenda is coming for me, and I just wanted a hamburger. And I was just sucking and fucking dicks. There were dicks everywhere. They were coming all over me. I was like the gingerbread man getting frosted. And guess what? This is all left-wing propaganda to make me, everyone hate me. Ah!
That's just a normal Tuesday for Rod, though.
But I was acting there, Josh. That wasn't me. That was a.
I know, but I'm just saying that it's just a normal Tuesday.
I mean, that's a normal Tuesday for me. I'm usually getting glazed like a donut, and that's fine, right? It's how we are, where we are. But like,
how we are, where we are,
dude. You think about it, and let's be real, because we've talked about it on this show before. Horror is the fucking place that
horror.
People go. What did I say?
Horror.
Yeah, you're the whore. We're watching horror movies.
Get it right. I'm the whore.
No, I'm the whore.
A horror.
Horror.
And this is Stripes in a noodle bowl. Moving on.
You better keep Stripes away from Chinese food restaurants because they might turn Stripes into an actual giant ramen bowl.
He loves his ramen bowl so much.
He's a very large kitty.
He is.
Dude, I saw someone, I got sent an Instagram reel, and it was a hairless kitty that they made him look like a little costume that made him look like the Cult of Lamb. And it was the cutest shit in the world. I'm going to come all over your face, Josh. I mean, those glasses are for your protection. Yeah. And it was the cutest shit ever. But this is what it makes me so mad. The shit. No one is making you watch anything. There is no one fucking Clockwork Oranging you, tying you down to a chair, forcing your eyes open, and making you watch and listen to It's a Wonderful Knife. If you see
anything,
yeah,
people
exactly.
But are we doing the Stuckman thing? Like, we still shit on stuff every once in a while, but not overly. But
no,
I'm glad we just see what's coming out. We're at that point of the show, and after 168 episodes, it was bound to fucking happen. Deep diving all the time is hard. If we want to put out a month or something, it's gonna happen, and we might shit on some older movies. But seeing the new shit, we're doing it for a show. So our opinion is a little different because we do this every week.
Yeah.
But the people that are just out there yelling and their keyboard warrior bullshit, just stop. Go get a hamburger instead. How about that?
It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. I'm sorry. This movie, your bullshit excuses about how it's going to turn the kids gay. I hate to tell you, you dumb motherfuckers, nothing is making kids gay besides being born gay. Because guess what? You don't wake up and go one morning and go, man, I haven't been picked on enough by the bullies at school. I'm going to shove 3 cocks in my mouth and go.
Why is it always 3 though? I don't understand. You go from 0 cocks in your mouth to 3? I don't understand that, Rod.
It's a lot of cocks.
Yeah, but
because
how and why? Why is it always 3?
It's like because I always wanted to be the Joey Chestnut of cocksucking. I need as many cocks as possible at one time. Ken, I see you have a thought over there.
Oh no, I was just reading more about the movie being quote unquote woke as shit.
Yeah, but everyone that is complaining about this movie being woke is actually woke, and they're dumb.
Well, dude, it doesn't none of the fucking things with the gay characters or the bi main character is ever shoved down your throat. Like the quarterback, like her brother, is making out with a dude, and it's a setup for a killing, which is a normal fucking slasher trope. Like they just a gay couple instead. The people are out in the woods, like, hey, we're gonna go out and be horny teenagers. Chicka wow wow. And just because it's 2 guys, it's different. It's not, you dumb motherfuckers. And I always think of that scene in, was it Friday 4, where they're the couple's driving in their car down the road, and Jason's in front of them, and they have the MasterCard ends up floating in the puddle at the end of it. It's one of the tropes of slasher movies is that you go out into the woods to fuck, and some entity gets you, right? And there's nothing in this movie that's oh my God, there's been a lot of heavy-handed shit from Hollywood the last few years. I think about the last 3 seasons of Brooklyn Nine-Nine after Fox took over, where they were started doing especially after all the George Floyd stuff happened, and they were they had whole episodes about how cops aren't that terrible, or cops seem to be that shit that's very, very, very heavy-handed. Nothing in this movie was just more than a slasher film where they took blonde bimbo with big boobs and replaced her in the quarterback, and they replaced blonde bimbo with big boobs with a dude with a football player with a big afro. That's the only difference. And it's just if you were complaining about this and bitching about this and acting like this is a fucking
wrong
problem
with big boobs? I don't understand what the problem is with big boobs. I don't get it.
I'm not complaining about big boobs. I'm saying the stereotypical character in these movies in the 80s especially was big boobed bimbos. It was dumb jocks who don't know where the fuck they are.
I'm pushing buttons, by the way.
I know you are, you fucking ADHD motherfucker. You are as ADHD as it comes.
She's not impressed.
Nope.
He's over.
I'm I've been doing this over 3 years, and still Josh makes my head hurt sometimes. It makes my head hurt.
To be fair, we're at 44 minutes, so we made it.
This is
the exact amount of time I usually make it.
Here's for me, the whole thing is I don't personally feel like there was anything super shoved down your throat. This is how life is. This is what life is. And people are people, and relationships are relationships. Get over it at this point, And I thought it was funny. I don't think it meant to take itself seriously. So everybody who's upset that it's not taking itself seriously, it's not supposed to. It's got Justin Long. Well, to be fair, Barbarian was scary, but
at this point in my life,
bringing that element to it. So
I literally think I know more people that are gay and or couples and stuff than straight people. I'm the odd man out. Like when Diana and I go out, yeah, we're just the straight couple, and it's like we're the weird ones now. So like it is what is normal, and I think that's I don't know. Like it's I think maybe that's why I don't feel like it was heavy-handed, but I feel like I've seen other movies that had this agenda, and it felt like an agenda because it was wrapped in a movie that didn't, that just wasn't good. This movie was good. There was things that landed, and it also just happened to have some fucking gay characters in it. If that's weird to you, go get a hamburger. I don't know. Fuck.
Yes.
Also, it was like the gay character, like the brother, was the most like stereotypical high school football player. He was gay at the same time. So it wasn't like they were doing that like sandwiches. What does a gay horse eat? Hey, it wasn't like that stereotypical like over the top gay character. It was just like down to earth.
I honestly forgot that her brother was gay until we started talking about it because it didn't matter. Like,
yeah, it didn't.
There's just people in this world that are gay, and sometimes they're in movies. That's it. Whatever. Fuck. Are they're not allowed to be in movies, apparently? Is this what people are getting at?
Well,
Ew, they're gay. They're not allowed to be in a movie that I'm watching. Fuck off. Get a hamburger.
Dude, if you're complaining about the gay,
but I love it.
I like
hamburgers.
This is the next troll I get in chat. I'm gonna be like, why don't you just go have a hamburger?
Yeah, get a fucking hamburger.
Go get a hamburger and sit on the butt plugs from Everything Everywhere All at Once, and you'll be good. The butt plugs from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yep.
You know, this is a side note. It just reminded me that I had one of the dating apps had a thing was like someone had on their thing was like, if you had to live in one movie for the rest of your life, what would it be? And that question was really, really hard. And I thought about it for a while, and I decided I wanted to live in Men in Black because, like, you know, as long as you get to like, you know, have some contextual input into like, you understand what these like, you would have to work with the Men in Black or something at that point. But like, there are many movies that like that you go, yeah, I want to live in this movie world for the rest of my life, right? Like, what? Do you guys have a movie you'd want to live in for the rest of your life? And like,
no.
Yeah, see, it's like,
I don't even want to live in this movie for the rest of my life. I'm just kidding. No, I can't think of one.
Wow.
Talk about a Black Christmas, because that shit was dark.
Get a hamburger.
Oh,
I need like 12 hamburgers. I'm not doing well.
One of these days, I'm going to give you the biggest hug in the entire world. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna like and just squeeze the kid.
Yeah.
I am not doing good.
Dude, believe me, I was talking to Kin over the like on Monday or Sunday or whenever it was because I got this letter from the car dealership I'm buying my car from, and they were like, "Oh, we're sorry you didn't get approved for this loan," and I got very confused because I had been approved for the car loan, and I was already not doing. I was literally walking around this park right by my house with Zelda, like singing "The Devil Wears Prada," crying because that's the kind of state I've been in. And I was like, it pushed me over. I was like, oh, this is real bad. And then I fucking call them up on Monday morning. They're like, yeah, anytime someone doesn't finance with us, they get that letter. I'm like, maybe you should give some people some context into, you know.
Yeah, like that's not acceptable behavior. And I need them to know that that's not acceptable behavior. It's not okay. Don't do that to people.
And get a hamburger.
And get a fucking hamburger.
Who's the guy from Popeye that was always taking a hamburger today and paying for it tomorrow?
I gladly take a hamburger today and pay you for it on Tuesday.
Which is American capitalism 101. Like, put everything on a credit card. You could pay for it later.
That's the
I watched
newest
a
thing.
commercial a while back of like when credit cards started getting accepted at fast food restaurants and how people were like, this will never take off. We can't imagine this ever taking off. Blah, 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 blah. And now you're like, I'm going to pay with cash. And they're like, we don't know how that works.
Yeah.
What's
I've been walking around with cash because we stayed out of town, and I was like, I don't even have a Visa or whatever. I got rid of it. So now everything, like we were staying in a hotel, and I had to go and take out cash because you can't just put it on a debit card for some reason, your deposit. It's like, yeah, there's the ATM that will charge you an extra $13 to take the money out, but you got to go and take money out of that ATM. I'm like, okay.
You need to give them
I just tell them it's a credit card and nobody notices. Nobody gives a fuck.
No, they actually like swipe it. So the deposit goes on it. But because it's a Visa debit, it doesn't work.
Weird.
I'm like, why does this Visa work everywhere else other than here? Come on.
I don't know. I've had a credit card for a very long time, and my credit is now in the 840s. So here we are.
I don't know what that means.
It means very, very, very fucking good.
It means that I don't have a lot of debt. I have debt, but like that's the weird part about credit is like you have to have debt for you to have good credit, which is weird. But like,
and then you can't cancel a card because that'll hit your credit.
What?
But you don't want to have like a bunch revolving, which is my situation.
Yeah, that was
it's
mine.
Ridiculous.
Not anymore, but still, I got rid of it.
That's the noise you make when you get a vasectomy.
Have you seen that AI fucking thing going around?
I thought you were going to ask me if I'd seen your vasectomy, and I was going to say no, but vasectomies are hot.
Vasectomies are hot. That's why I'm so hot.
It is.
My balls cut.
Wait,
I can come anywhere I want.
No,
and
I can show you like this. Oh, wait, no, like this. Have you seen this?
That's funny.
Santa isn't real. Lol.
Everyone's just giving him the finger. My God.
So I mean, at some point, I think next year, if like we're not dead and we're still doing this podcast next year at Christmas time, we can do the.
Are you saying you're going to leave us for a hamburger? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not going anywhere, man. You were stuck with me until the day all of us die.
I told her I like a cheeseburger.
Bigger.
And
Cheeseburger.
I like a milkshake as well.
Dude, I miss milkshakes.
She said to him, I can't give you either.
I haven't had a
What is
milkshake
that?
in a long time, by the way.
You
You
don't
don't
know
want
what's
me
happening
to.
anymore.
He said, yes, it is, but we're closed now. But we open tomorrow at 10.
I
He said I am extremely
just found a movie
hungry.
called Creepy Pasta, by the way.
But I guess I could wait until then.
I mean, there's already been a creepypasta movies because Slender Man has a
Creepypasta?
movie. Creepypasta.
You're his cheeseburger.
Yeah, that's like Slender Man is creepypasta.
Really?
It's tasty cheeseburger.
Yeah, it's like copy pasta, but like creepypasta. That's like all that stuff is known as. Like
What the fuck
Slender
is
Man
Screambox?
Screambox
It's another
is,
streaming platform. I have it.
It's like Shudder, but like that's where Terrifier is.
Oh, really?
Terrifier and Outlanders or whatever that one weird ass movie was that we couldn't find anywhere.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like $6 for the year or something stupid.
Dude,
maybe 25 for the year. I don't remember.
I'm
know
just
how
glad
long
that Terrifier exists because even if you didn't like it, fucking eat a hamburger.
I don't like it because it was 2 hours and 15 minutes.
So what? Take
Go
some
eat a
dick out of your
hamburger.
mouth, put a hamburger in instead, and get over it.
Watch half of it, eat a hamburger, and then watch the other half.
There are 3 dicks
Exactly.
in my mouth. And the other problem was, Ken, I watched it the night before we recorded talking about it, and Josh's Plex was acting a fool.
Oh, yeah.
No.
It took him like
So,
4 hours to watch a 2-hour movie. That's why
That's
he's
fair.
complaining
That's
about the
fair.
length. Because it took too long for his ADD.
I mean, I need every movie to be It's a Wonderful Knife length, 1 hour and 27 minutes at the perfect pace, and you have like
That's terrible. If every movie was like that, it wouldn't be. No. You can't say it. You can't even. Take a deep breath every once in a while. Because we liked Thanksgiving, and it was an hour and 45 minutes. That's like, I think that's
The only time-
the very max length that we're.
The only time I've ever complained about an hour and 45-minute movie on this podcast was Sharks of the Corn, because that movie had the audacity to be an hour and 45 minutes.
It should have been like 45 minutes max.
Ken,
I don't know, that one movie we watched, Sick or whatever, that movie should have been like 30 minutes.
And it was like an hour and 15. It was real short.
Yeah.
They really stretched that one way further than it should have.
Ken, you have to talk about the Disney Channel horror movie that we talked about last week, because you missed it. And what did you
think watch
about? Oh, you did? I thought you watched it and you were like,
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
No.
You don't. It's basically Disney. Dude, it is the most PG horror movie you will ever watch, besides a couple of scenes
How
of
about
gore.
skip it and watch Psycho Gourmet instead?
Because, Josh, I've wanted to bring up Psycho Gourmet about 7 times on the podcast today, and I'm like, it's just like I am poking the buttons on Ken. I know that I can't poke because it will just I've gotten to the point where, like, you and Bob's Burgers.
He's
Josh,
trying to turn you on, and it's not working, is what he's saying.
I'm broken.
Turn you on to Psycho Gourmet.
Turn me on like a light switch.
Yeah. And then you'll understand what it means to be a hunky boy, Ken.
Okay.
And you'll understand
the
what
new
it means.
Toxic Avengers movie is coming out soon, and I'm excited
When?
for that. So I don't know when, but
Wait.
it needs to happen.
Peter Dinklage being the MVP of the world. Peter Dinklage being the MVP. I've never
Grindhouse
seen,
had Toxic Avenger Christmas ornaments this year.
I've never seen Toxic Avenger.
No, you gotta watch it. You should watch it. No, you gotta watch it. Watch it. You gotta watch it right now.
Wait,
I'm just kidding.
have you seen Toxic Crusaders before? The cartoon? I grew up on this.
I haven't watched the cartoon.
I saw the cartoon as a kid, I think, but like
I was
I might have had
obsessed
one of the
with show.
toys.
My mom made me this when I was a kid because I was obsessed with the show. I was always into the weird shit. Now I use it for my drumsticks.
I was gonna say that's what it sounds like, is like drumsticks. There's some cute girl on like one of the dating sites with drumsticks in her profile picture.
In her butt?
I thought you were gonna say it her pussy.
I was gonna. Yeah.
Dude, I have been okay. This is a quick story time, and you reminded me, Ken.
Okay.
I've never been to a strip club, and the only time I've ever actually been around a stripper was at my buddy's bachelor party, and the two of them came to our fucking place that we were renting out in Denver. And the one was the most like, why is this chick here? Because she like barely took her top off, and then like I think she went in the bathroom and like was snorting drugs or something like that. And the other one definitely like was naked and stuck a lit candle in her hoo-ha, and I was just like,
with the flame hanging out.
well, I mean, I don't think it was the other way around. I don't know if you know the physics of a
Did she
vagina.
like stand upside down? And
No, she was like, I think she had her like legs wrapped behind her head, like, and then.
Oh, that'd be cool. You could blow it out like a birthday candle. I want to do that.
Well, Ken, now you have aspirations in life, and now
I have a reason to live.
You're
now
fixed.
You know what
Yay.
to get the next time you have a man, you can like, happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
Sold. I'm gonna aspire to ascend like
This
that.
is-
Just send
This is
pictures.
This is Ken,
Do
the
fancy
person,
content.
the person who was telling me she was bad that she ate a second donut yesterday. Oh, Ken.
I mean,
Ken-
you gotta like. This is.
Dude, I weighed myself for the first time in like 6 months the other day, and I was under 200 pounds for the first time in years. I was like 199. I was very, proud of my being a sexy motherfucker like I am. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I was very happy. I'll never be as sexy as David or as Santa Claus to Ken because I don't have enough. I need to put on 40 pounds. Well, anything else you guys want to say before we wrap up this shit show? God,
It is
see,
a
the
shit
thing
show.
is, we started talking about the movie earlier than normal, but then we found.
Oh, have you guys been watching the new Fargo season?
I
No.
have never watched a single episode of Fargo.
Oh, dude, it's really, really fucking good show. Like, I watch it because of its ties to Calgary, and it's back in Calgary for this season, and it's awesome. Juno Temple, or is that her last name? Juno?
I don't know.
From what's it called? You know, that other show, Ted Lasso. Juno Temple.
I've never watched Ted Lasso. I went over this earlier. I've never watched anything made by Apple.
She's in a whole bunch of shit, but she's the lead this season, and Joe Keery from what's it called? Stranger Things. He's in it too, and yeah, it's been really fun. So I think I'm gonna go and watch the new episode of that.
Nice.
I'm gonna go watch more Critical Role and
I know you
finish
are.
knitting a Christmas present.
And guys, what is next week's episode? Kin.
Teeth,
Yep.
teeth.
Vagina
Vagina
Ventata.
If you
I'm a
ever
what-
want to see anything fun, come by the Twitch stream and do exclamation point teeth. There is a command that has been there for years. I'm very excited for teeth. We're gonna dive into purity culture, bitches.
This is gonna be the most Kin talking episode. Me and Josh are like,
Yeah, but
Maybe
I'm
not.
excited to rewatch this because I saw it when it first came out in 2008 or whatever, and with my like high school sweetheart who was like super into weird horror movies and stuff. So it was a weird time in my life, and I just remember it's one of those movies like because I never get swept away as a character because I don't know why, and stuff like this just makes me laugh because it's like so horrific for most people, and there's so many people that are just like, oh, I can't watch it, and it's just like, what the fuck? Are you kidding? This is hilarious. So
That's my whole thing. It's fucking hilarious, and I think, I'll shut up.
I actually think
it's going to
that
be a good
this-
episode. So fucking
Gen-
watch it
Gen
and eat a
V
fucking
had-
hamburger.
Gen V had the guy's cock and balls explode, and you watched him explode like this first season of that show. It has to be worse than anything else in Teeth because I've only made it like halfway through the movie, and I think I got ADHD, but I was a little disturbed at the same time because
Get over
I mean, to
it.
be fair, there are moments that if you're like super out of it for the day, it might be kind of hard to fully focus on, but the end is so
Yes.
worth it.
we are watching
The
Teeth
juice
next-
is worth the squeeze.
Yes. So next week for what episode is it, Ken?
169.
Nice.
in the game.
Nice. So we will be back for that. Everyone listening, this is our last episode before Christmas. So everyone have a happy holiday and happy like hand jobs. Remember, have a hamburger.
Oh yeah, we're taking next week off or something.
No, but the next
We're
episode.
recording on the 26th, right?
Yeah, the 26th. So we'll record one more episode this year. Just not before Christmas, Josh. So I'm wishing all the
my
lovely
dick.
listeners.
Eat a hamburger.
Oh, I will. You all eat a hamburger. So go to murdermoose.com, buy some merch, watch our episodes, do all those things. Go to youtube.com and find Murder Moose there, and you can watch all our episodes there. Leave a comment. We'll talk to you. Yeah. We have Kintinue, and go to Kintinue.com and get her Twitch schedule and come over to twitch.tv/Kintinue and come follow her and have good times and shenanigans. And if you come give Kin a thing, she will like put your stocking on her butt. In her butt. Yeah, she will put your stocking in her butt. So if you want a stocking in Kintinue's butt, you have to go over to her stream. But she can't do that. That's like side content. And now I just have to say nothing I'm saying right now is real, so that no one comes in actually asking for Kin to put things in her butt, because Weasel's like,
I mean, you can ask and I'll just laugh at you, but
Yeah.
like,
which is acceptable also. So do all those things. So go watch.
She only has murder moose in her ass.
that's right.
Oh wait, no, it's in the
game.
Oh wait, no, it's in her ass. Right.
Weird. Okay, and go to joshwrb.com and you hire Josh.
Weird.
You hire Josh to be the most director of graphical things and entities. I may actually ask you, Josh. I am finishing up the year. I'm almost there. I have like today's the 18th or 19th, like 20 or 10 more days, 11 more days of writing poems. And I'm going to put all of my poems into a book. And so I will need a Josh. I don't know where I'm going to get it. I'm going to need a cover picture for the book. So I don't know where I'm going to get that, but I may come to Josh. I don't know where I'm going to get this from, but we'll figure that out. So follow me on twitter.com/Rod_Johnston or go to twitch.tv/Rod_Johnston. Come do all those things and hang out there. And and we will catch you guys next week for Teeth. And make sure you all have a very, very Merry Christmas, you hunky boys. And we love you. Have a wonderful holiday season if you're not celebrating Christmas. And we will catch you guys next week. Bye.
Goodbye.